We have no smaller mission than to change the world for the better as we know it.
She's about as much of a mission-oriented person as I've ever met.
Never forget the why and what you're serving. I think that's really, really important. Always ground everything and have everything point to that.
You know, she's incredibly hardworking and has a ton of energy.
She is one of the busiest people I know. I mean, she's always got something.
I mean, she just is the Energizer Bunny. Go, go, go.
She'll do like anything to help anybody, really. It's kind of her.
And I think that to serve and to support is what I was raised to do and what I'm passionate about doing.
Penny Wheeler has lived in the Twin Cities all her life, growing up in the Mendota Heights area. But the native Minnesotan adds a unique twist.
In fact, I was born at Abbott Northwestern Hospital, so I was born in the system which I now get to lead. That's a pretty incredible privilege.
And as one who's grown up in the Minneapolis-St. Paul community, she's become somewhat of a homegrown hero.
I'm kind of famous for being a triple gopher. So my undergraduate, my medical school degree, and my residency was all done at the University of Minnesota. So I thought I was a wanderlust, but you know, here I am leading the organization which I was born 10 miles away from my childhood home and being a triple gopher, so I have to say that the roots are pretty deep here in the community.
Penny Wheeler credits her parents as her biggest influence.
I grew up in a very loving, supporting, and compassionate family. I could not have designed two parents better than the ones I had. And they always basically taught me, you know, to not get too big for your britches and to serve as many people as you possibly can.
And it was that drive to serve others that led Penny into the medical profession, where she worked at Abbott Northwestern as an obstetrician-gynecologist for 20 years.
So I thought that was a great way to serve, is to be a physician and have long-term relationships with the people I was serving as well.
I think that's what made her such an excellent doctor. That ability to relate to patients and for patients to see how much she cared about them.
And that's been the cornerstone of her life. With the help of her spouse Margaret and daughter Olivia, Penny Wheeler always aims to care for others.
As we mature, I think what we're meant to do is grow in wisdom and in love and do all we can to radiate that to others.
It's really hard to be around Penny for any length of time and not be impacted just by her energy and her optimism and what she thinks is possible.
In 2006, Penny began to see what's possible to make healthcare better from a leadership position. She first became Chief Clinical Officer, and then in 2015, she became President and CEO of Allina Health, which is one of the top 5 healthcare providers in the U.S. She was also recognized as one of the top 25 women in healthcare by Modern Healthcare magazine.
This role as leading an organization that has 27,000 committed people and is a not-for-profit business is a different world in some respects from that which I knew.
But she did it, and she did it primarily because she wants to serve, and she really believes deeply that the system needs to change to better serve the people that are in it.
She really sees the big picture of things and really kind of holds true to the mission of the organization.
We have multiple hospitals, multiple clinics, we have a transportation system, we have home care hospice services, everything really from birth until easing people's path at the end of life. And that's what we do as an organization, a provider organization, and as a not-for-profit organization in this community, you know, our mission really is to serve the health of the community and the individual patients we see.
So she's not centered around herself, she's centered around the whole entire community.
I still miss every day the clinical practice of medicine. I think it's something pretty special when you get a chance to touch a life every day and several lives every day directly. Now what I get to do is really think about, gosh, how can we support the people who are giving care so we touch, you know, hundreds of thousands of lives in the best possible way.
Her story is remarkable in that way. There's not that many people who would want to do it, A, and then B, would have the skill to do it, and would take on all the things you have to take on to go from being a doctor everybody loves to a CEO that if you're lucky half the time, people might like you. I mean, there's not that many people that would sign up for that plot line. I think it's just remarkable.
To be here at a time where all the feathers of healthcare are up in the air. I mean, we're hearing about it every day, right? But that gives us an opportunity to make things better.
I think she's had a really lucky life herself. And I think she had parents who instilled in her a sense of community, a sense of helping others.
So I always say that they taught me practical steps to idealism. My dad, the engineer, practical steps. My mom thinking you could solve world hunger, getting to the idealism. And that's actually to a large extent what I hope that I bring in concert with this wonderful team we have here, is bringing practical steps so that we can make healthcare about serving people that keeps our communities healthier and relieve suffering in profound ways.